All right. Good morning, y'all. It is obviously not Sunday. It's in fact Tuesday. But you know what? Shit happens, okay? Shit happens. And what had happened was procrastination, okay? We're going to be real honest about it. But it do be what it do be. And I think that the thing that I decided I wanted to talk about this Sunday is exactly this. All right, procrastination, and sometimes the shit just does happen. Anyways, before we get into it, let's do our official kickoff for what was supposed to be 2 days ago, but it is now today. So, the book of the week was actually a Christmas gift from my brother. I read that this week. It was Batman Earth 1. And yes, comic books do count. It's technically a book. I feel like I've read something else between now and then, but I can't remember what it was. And yeah. So we got the one book last week. Movies and TV. So we're still, chugging along with some Green Acres. All right. Like, it's icon. All right. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend get out there, go watch it. Okay. And for our film and TV, we have In a Lonely Place with Humphrey Bogart, classic film noir, 10 out of 10 recommend. Fantastic film. Then we have The Ghost and Mrs. Muir with, I believe it is, oh God, what's his name? Now I'm not going to remember, but it's with, oh no, now I'm not going to remember either one of their names. Ugh, that's going to drive me up the wall. It'll come back to me. It will come back to me. She was married to Orson Welles. Stunning face. Jean Tierney. I knew it'd come to me. Okay, knew it would come to me. Jean Tierney, and it's not Charleston Heston. It's the other one. He plays the professor. Oh. All right. Are we recording? Yes. We're slightly dark today. Do we give a fuck? Not really. I mean, we do, because that's just how we are. But do we actually give a fuck? We desperately want to not to, okay? Because of course, the camera overheated again. You have no idea how much I don't want to do this today, okay? It's why it's Tuesday. It's a Sunday sermon on a Tuesday, okay? I am in a foul mood. Have been for days, okay? It is a hell of a lunar cycle this go round, and I am feeling it, okay? Feeling it. All right. I don't remember the freaking man's name that's in The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, okay? I don't remember his name. He plays the stupid freaking professor in My Fair Lady, which love the costumes in that movie. Hate that movie. But anyways, excellent movie, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Jean Tierney, hottie. All right. Okay. So, well, let's keep with the positive stuff. Okay. So first, well, it's all trying to be positive today, right? But first, let's go with music recommendations. All right. Because why did we not originally even have these in there. I don't know. How dare I? But here we are. We're making the change now. So our music recommendations are Steel Claw by Tina Turner and Stay Together by Mr. Al Green. Because if Al Green and Tina Turner don't fix it, then nothing will. Okay. In our recognition of the week, there were a lot of really, little interesting things that have stumbled across my lap. But our big shout out of the week goes to the Department of War, who low-key announced that we have plasma blasters, which, hey, welcome to the future, guys. That's really freaking cool. Cannot wait until my Second Amendment booty can be buying, Star Wars blasters out here. Can't wait. Love it. And then for our quantum recognition, in the kind of spirit of hell of a lunar cycle, and ladies, I know, okay, it's a lot, all right, it is a lot, and they're just keeping y'all hyped up, okay, they really are. But shout out to my new mothers. There's a lot of you that have just kind of, I guess this is the phase of life that we're at right now, okay, is that I am surrounded by fabulous women that I am absolutely honored to know, who are bringing new life into the world. And I think about y'all all the time, all right? You bring me such joy. And yeah, shout out to y'all. It's so, love it. Love to see it, okay? And shout out also to everybody who is going out and achieving milestones and making change and being a difference in your community and not breaking any laws to do it, okay? Because apparently we're at a point now where there's a segment of society who doesn't realize that there are laws, and if you're a normal person and you're not the Clintons, then when you break a law, you can potentially either A, wind up dead, or B, in prison, because that's the way that works. And our Second Amendment hot tip of the week, which again, apparently we need to review, which also goes in line with our exploration of classic Americana and the cowboy trope, which we've been really into recently. Check out Zane Grey and Louis L'Amour if you have not already. And all right, and we're still just... All right. Okay. We're all working. Like I was saying, I'm over it. I'm over it. We overheated again. But we're back. Maybe we're back for relatively good this time. I have no idea where I was. Oh, disturbing the peace, Second Amendment. Baby, don't touch your gun, don't pull out your gun unless you're planning to use the gun, all right? And I guarantee you, if you follow that single highly important rule, you won't get shot, at least not intentionally or unintentionally, okay? Although if you're touching your gun and pulling your gun or threatening someone with your gun, you're asking to get shot, whether you think you are or not. Anyways, and this was funny, and we're just gonna spread it around. When you got bad weather, ladies, I know it's been tough. I know, like I was saying, it's been a rough lunar cycle. Which, my dudes, for those of you that don't live at the beach, that aren't surfers, that aren't completely dialed in to the surf and the tidal chart, may I recommend going and picking up a tidal clock, okay? Whether you live at the beach or not. Get a tidal clock and align it with the tidal chart of whichever body of water is closest to your domicile, all right? Because I can tell you right now, there's a reason why gentlemen's watches for a very long time included a lunar dial. It affects a lot of things. It has a lot of impact on your daily life, especially if you're living with a lady. All right? There's a reason why the moon, la luna, has been associated with women throughout time, okay? Do be what it do be. But anyways, so get my little handy dandy notebook out here. We're about to wrap up on like notebook number 2. Actually, we're really not, because I know that a lot of this is note pages for other episodes. But in, service of authenticity, we're going to skip a week of Emerson on Sunday, which is actually Tuesday. And, we're just gonna roll here, okay? Because I've not been wanting to do this. I've not been wanting to do this video. I didn't do this video. Now I'm doing this video because I have to out Linda Hamilton all of y'all and Pavlov myself into productivity, as it were, okay? And like, practice makes perfect. And so here we are trying to build our better personal routine habits and stumbling, bumbling, and generally procrastinating our way through it, okay? So welcome to the club, all right? Because you ain't alone, babies. I will say, before I start on my little rant, that the one thing that I am very proud of myself for is that I am not tied to social media. And I've never been super tied to social media. It was never my gig. All right. Even back in ye old dinosaur, Cretaceous period, MySpace. All right. The MySpacious period. We're going to coin that. Okay. Even back then, your girl was not about it. Okay. Bare minimum is not what I'm going to be spending my time on. And I have, again, Pavloved myself into this, but I don't have a Facebook anymore. I'm absolutely not on. Just to be the kind of weather that we got. All right, we are testing out all kinds of things today, apparently, because my camera hates me. It overheated again. Fucking fantastic. We're just never gonna get through this. This is just really, honestly, it's completely and totally indicative and reflective of where I've been mentally and how we got to a Tuesday for Sunday. But anyways, so my little flow chart of thoughts for what I was thinking about when I got to percolating about filming this video. And just, I'm exhausted, right? I'm exhausted mentally, emotionally. The state of the world that we're in right now, this lunar cycle, y'all, is beating me up. It's beating me up real bad. And I'm a procrastination queen. I am. And it is my single greatest downfall. And, and then we get into things and I'm trying to Pavlov myself, right? We're doing, tricep dips. We're doing different types of tricep push-ups. We're just doing push-ups continuously whenever I am beating myself up about something, right? Feeling fat, do some push-ups. Feeling fat, do some squats, right? Like, I'm doing my best, other than actually doing what I need to do. But hey, right? So why do I, and this is also what I get for not filming directly when I'm thinking about all of this shit, because if I'd done it when I was thinking about it, I wouldn't have to reread my notes and pick the thread back up. But we're gonna get better at it. That's what the whole point of this is. And that's the whole point of me making this video today, is just to have perfect and complete transparency about the fact that, like, life happens, life is tough. It could be a lot more tough, right? Because, like, I'm a privileged princess, let me tell you, all right? But I expect a lot from myself. I expect a lot from myself because I expect a lot from the world that I inhabit, right? I expect a lot from my neighbors. I expect a lot from the people that are in the communities that I choose to be a part of. And I'm a lot more gracious towards other people than I am myself, right? Like, I give a lot more grace and understanding to other people than I do myself. And this is, about recognizing that for myself while also continuing to compete, right? Because that's one of the things that, everything everywhere all at once. But why do I focus on beauty pageants and, the world being a stage, and focusing on your particular style and brand and flavor of performance, right? Because that's really what all of this is about, right? Like, we did an episode on superficiality, and all of this is about superficiality, but, like, about stereotypes, right? And about how, whether you like it or not, people will put you into a pigeonhole, right? People are going to try and categorize you. It's just the way that it works. Whether they're positive stereotypes or negative stereotypes, however, is up to you. And the way that you decide that is personal, right? It's based off of what your particular values are, the icons that you have, right? Like, who your personal pantheon of influence is, and how you choose to have that exhibit itself externally, right? And all of that's a personal choice, but you are going to be stereotyped whether you like it or not. It's just a matter of whether you are prepared to capitalize on that and choose your stereotypes, recognizing both the good and the bad associations that come with them. Because it's a yin and a yang with everything, right? And so, and that's what life is. Like, life is the practice and when I say a practice, I mean like a medical practice, right? Like a daily practice, like a yoga practice, like, you literally choose to hone a skill or or an aesthetic or anything that you choose to make into a habit, right? Because that's really what it's about. Whether it's from waking up and making the bed in the morning, when you brush your teeth, how many times do you brush your teeth, flossing, like all of these things. From there to, do you work out? How often do you work out? Are you consistent with getting up and going to work every day? Are you consistent beyond that with the practices that you choose to set up for yourself, right? Like, do you read versus spend time on social media? Are you being cognizant of how you are spending your time, right? And what are you spending your time doing? Because whatever it is that you're choosing to spend your time on now is going to impact the way that you spend your time for the rest of your life. And it's why it's so important to to consciously choose and curate and prune these things that you deem important or that you want to work on, right? Like, like I was talking earlier about social media, right? Like the things that I really enjoy are, I love reading. I haven't done enough of it, right? Like I've gotten bad at it because I've spent too much time on social media, and I want to get better at it. I love it. So reading, watching movies, right? So like watching films, watching things that are meaningful, both aesthetically and from a storytelling perspective, right? Like, I don't want to just watch modern media where it's tailored around the fact that you are probably sitting there watching it while also on your phone, right? Like, I can't stand that. Because your attention is also something that can be honed, it can be focused, and using social media detracts from that. So, and I am extremely competitive, but I'm extremely competitive about myself, right? In a very like personal way. And it's just gotten worse, right? Like the older that I get, the more I'm like this. And I'm trying to be that way, right? Like I'm intentionally doing this. Like I want to, life is a competition, and the reality is that there are always going to be people who outcompete you, right? Like you have to run under the assumption that there is always going to be someone who is willing to put in more time, put in more effort, put in more dedication than you are, right? Like whether that's a sport that you're competing in, whether that's a job that you're looking at doing, right? Like, are you a musician? Are you, and it's really easy to associate it with things that are a tangible skill that requires practice, right? Like a musician is a great example. But everything, right? Like whether you're a carpenter, whether you are a surgeon, it doesn't matter. Like the amount of time that you dedicate towards perfecting that craft, perfecting that skill, there's always going to be someone who is willing to put in more than you, right? Like, again, to bring it back to beauty pageants. And I constantly bring it back to beauty pageants because I think that beauty pageants have a universal skill set that they're trying to teach and impart onto the competitors in an arena that is specifically about competition, right? And it's like the Olympics, right? But like life is like that. So the things that you choose to work on and practice, there's always going to be somebody that's better than you, that's going to have more dedication. So it's how hard are you willing to work? How hard are you willing to push yourself so that you can, with time and consistency, outstrip as many people as possible, right? Because that's what it's about. Like the secret to success in anything, with anything that you want to do in life, is your determination to do it more frequently and consistently than anybody else, right? And you have to think about it in that way, because everybody is going to have points in their life where shit happens, right? Like you just don't feel like it. You have bad weather, you have, deaths in the family, you have tragedy, you have, exterior events that you can't control, right? Like natural disasters. Like there's always going to be something. But the key is like, what are you willing to do when it's not like that, right? Or like, and I think that what it got me thinking about is that is in fact one of the key driving unifiers behind what it means to be an American. And I think it might actually be the core, right? I think the core of what makes us. And by us, I mean Americans, right? Like I'm talking about dyed in the wool, true blue. You are an American, not an illegal, not undocumented, an American, right? I don't care if you're an immigrant. It doesn't matter two hoots to me. I am descended from immigrants, a lot of them, right? But pretty directly, I am descended from an immigrant, right? And so, but there's a unifying core to every person who makes their way to the US to try and build a life and to be a part of our community. And what that is the recognition of that singular fact that the single thing that puts one person, one individual, and eventually, when collectivized, an entire culture or nation ahead of others is the individual desire to push themselves to be the best at whatever it is. Whether you are driving nails, right? You want to be the best at it. Are you laying concrete? Be the best at it, right? Like whatever parcel path you find yourself in life, are you willing to do everything that you can to be as fantastic at it as you can be, right? From a pure sense of competition, because in a capitalist society, the best is going to win, right? So if you lay the best concrete in your neck of the woods, you are going to be the concrete guy, right? If you make the best cars, then you're going to be the car guy, right? And what about America specifically that really has attracted that specific type of person is our democracy. It's our constitutional republic, right? It's our constitutional republic with functioning with a democratic government, right? And it means that it's true that no matter what your circumstances are, if you can make it to America and you are willing to put in the work to be as best as you can at whatever your life vocation is, you can find success, right? And collectively, when a group of people decide that they're going to navigate life in that way, you direct the nation. You are the steering, the rudder of our society, right? And it's why currently they're trying so hard to dilute the power of the American voter, right? It's why we haven't been able to pass the SAVE Act. It's why you have certain representatives that are advocating for, non-voter ID, right? Is because they're trying to manipulate this system, because voting is the linchpin for the collective expressing themselves in the overall steering of where we go as a nation, right? And we're going to pause this now because I have to tinkle. So we'll pick back up right here. Okay, we're back. Now, so my whole point with this is that if you are a true competitor, and it's why we're reaching a point now where I think culturally we're beating back these, they're mid-tier at best. Most of these people that we're finding out have had a controlling hand on the direction of where we're going culturally, politically, nationally, whatever. Like the people that are holding these levers are mids at best. Like that's generous, okay? Because most of these people are not mids. They are like on the fringe someplace and like have ridiculously like subpar talent skills and have been shoehorned into a position of influence because they have, basically lied on the resume to the point where like, they're given it for something other than merit, right? Like it's how you end up with all of these franchises that are beloved that are being, shit down the tubes, right? From poor executive decision making, right? Is because they're putting people who would never have gotten to this position on merit. And like, if you're someone who is a competitor and who wants to succeed and wants to be the best that you can at anything, you want to compete against the best. You want to like have an arena filled with other people who are trying to be the best, right? And that's why I think that America is the best, right? Is because we have built a system, we've set up a system, right? The founders set up a system that is beneficial for people like that are willing to show up with nothing and put in the work to create something and then capitalize on it, right? And that's true no matter your origin. That's true that, and that's what America is that, okay, so practice. So why do I keep talking about this, right? Is practice makes perfect. All the world is a stage, and Pavloving yourself to success is because if you hold yourself to the highest standard possible and you recognize the statistical likelihood of others being able to do the same, then you get, I mean, like, come on. Like, we all know that that's the single greatest differentiator between those who find success and those who don't, right? Like, I'm never going to be an Elon Musk. I don't look for that. I'm not hunting for that because I am not Elon Musk, right? Like, my brain is not the type where I'm going to find success being an engineer and coming up with a product that has as much of an impact as he has. Right? That's just not the skill set. It's not the skill points that I was allotted in this game of life. All right. But I know what mine are, and everyone wants to do that, right? Like not everybody wants to be Elon Musk, but everybody wants to find the level of success at what they do that Elon Musk has, right? And that's what this is. That's what the American experiment is that no matter what your origin, your religion, if you believe that in being the best, by competing with the best, you're an American, right? And unfortunately, that applies across the board. It's why we're seeing that America, and historically, you think about true crime, like, yeah, there's true crime that happens all over the place, and maybe I just don't know a lot about, true crime that happens in other places, and we know that it happens all over the world, but the U.S. specifically, why we know that, the mafia is associated with the U.S. now. It's not associated with Sicily, right? It's associated with American mobsters, because they took Sicilian crime and turned it into a truly American behemoth, right? And it's the same with monopolistic, capitalism, right? It's the same with private equity. Like, it's the same principle of taking something and pushing it so far to its extreme because you can, in an attempt to, find financial and success. And that's why I think we're seeing an enormous amount of political corruption in the United States, right? Is that with the best comes the worst, right? And you are also by expecting the best from people, you're also going to be opening the door for the worst. Like, and by the worst, I mean, like, they're also the best, right? Like, even if you're a criminal, you can be the best criminal. And that's what America attracts. And we have to recognize that. We have to recognize that along with welcoming in the best of society and the best of humanity, we're also opening the door for the sneakiest, for the craftiest, for the absolute nasty, dirty, rotten scoundrel, underhanded, like, global financial crimes level, international sex trafficking ring level of criminology, right? Like, you're going to be welcoming that in, and we have to get to a point where we recognize that. And that's why having laws and actually enforcing them and having accountability across the board. Like if you commit treason, you're done, dude. Like, you're done. Like, that's like the number one rule of rules, is that you don't snitch on your own country. You don't do it. Like, it's like the number one rule of all time, all across humanity. Like, that's it. That's, like, snitches get stitches, all right? And treason is nothing but snitching, all right? It's nothing but dirty, rotten, underhanded snitching. And there are people in our government, former, like, representatives of the government, who have committed treason and have yet to be held accountable. All right. And this is where we have a problem, because we're finding out that we got some nasty criminals. Okay. But you have every opportunity to fix that, right? Like, every once in a while, we got to get out the weed eater, y'all. We got to go out there and you got to cut the kudzu back. All right. You got to go out there. You got to beat these, like, nasty shitheads away from the fence and put them back in their place. Okay. You got to take that dog out back, and you got to deal with business. All right. Because this is Darwinianism. Okay. You cannot let this proliferate. Any good gardener knows, any immunologist knows, like, that's just the way that works, okay? And we have to do it. We have to do this. It's why in your daily life it's so important when instances show themselves of someone doing something that you recognize as being, like, categorically tarded, okay? Just categorically. You have to just politely say, no, no. And because for far too long, we've had too many people with absolutely insane, stupid ideas and ideology run amok. And we're too polite and we're too locked in on our own success to waste our time dealing with these. And you don't have to waste your time. But no, baby, that dog needs to be reprimanded. All right. We can't be having this out here anymore. All right. It's impacting everybody else's lives, and we're had enough of this shit. And that's what this is. It's like, so I had a good little analogy here. It's like cleaning the house, all right? It's best done in small moments that you do every day, right? Like, nobody likes cleaning the house. But the best way to do it, to make sure that when you have to do a full house clean, is it's already mostly clean, okay? So, like, a good example, make the bed. Clean the mirror in the bathroom when you get something on it, right? Like, clean the toilet when the toilet needs cleaning immediately, right? Like, moisturize. If you're always always moisturizing, right? Like, you do all of these normal things, like, every day, so that when you have to do a deep clean, it's not a slog, right? And it's the same when you're interacting with other people, right? Is that you're allowed to push back. You're allowed to be like, no, I politely disagree with you, and here's why. You're allowed to do that. You don't have to let these crazy Karens out here in these streets, like, run amok, okay? You don't have to do that. And it's the realization that this is reality, okay? And that those who push in the direction that they want perilously and at all costs are the ones who direct the ship. Like, yin and yang are the reality, right? And why are yin and yang the reality? Because everything's a wave. Quantum, okay? The quantum level, quantum mechanically, everything is a wave, okay? So that means that to every high, you're going to have an equal low, and that every push, there's going to be a pull, and that the tides, the moon, you know, gravity, like, all of it everything is a wave. And so you are what you choose to prison Pavlov into reality, all right? And what I mean by that is like, prison Pavloving is like when all you have is time, right? What are you doing with it? And that's why when you get prison fit, right? You have people that go to prison and they get law degrees, they get, mechanical engineering degrees, they get, all kind of learned, right? They get really buff and they get learned, because what have you got time? You've got nothing but time, and you can do push-ups, you can do pull-ups, you can do body weight exercises. It takes almost nothing to do that. And that's the prison mentality, is that you just do it every day because there's nothing else, right? So life is just you deciding that these are the core things that I'm going to prison Pavlov my way into success with, and doing it every day. And part of that is not allowing these destructive individuals to gain as much, public yard time as they have, all right? Because normally these bitches would have been put in a scold's bridle, okay? We would have put these bitches in the medieval ages in one of those little, like, if you haven't looked up a scold's bridle, look up a scold's bridle, because I can tell you right now, some of these hoes, back in ye old day, you would have been locked in one of those, all right? They would have been like, nah, this bitch needs to be in there for like a week. She's too mouthy, too uppity, and causing too many freaking problems. There you go. Kind of like putting them in the stocks, right? The thing where they're like, the wood thing, right? And people get to walk by and make fun of you, throw a tomato at you, because you were just doing some dumb shit, and you don't deserve to die or have a hand cut off, but you absolutely deserve to be publicly shamed, okay? We gotta... Too many of these people have not been having this treatment, okay? And we have to do this. We have to do this. We have to beat these disreputable, disruptive forces back, because they want to ruin it. And we got a good thing going here, people, all right? We got a good thing going here, and they're trying to ruin it for you. So don't let them. Don't let these nasty ass hoes out here ruin it for you, because you know what's reality. I know what's reality, and we got it good. We got a good thing here, and everybody wants to be Elon Musk. They just want you to think that they don't, because they're trying to take your money, all right? So save your coins and nip this shit in the butt, okay? Because I'm done. I'm done with it, and I am gosh darn determined to Linda Hamilton my way. I'm gonna out Linda Hamilton all of y'all, okay? That's what's gonna happen, all right? If you don't know who Linda Hamilton is, well, you better go watch Terminator and educate yourself, because, no, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not gonna be, we're not putting up with any more of this nonsense, all right? And, yeah, but anyways, that's my little rant for the day. And the computer, the camera made it all right this go round, so hopefully we got that situation figured out. But yeah, anyways, our Sunday that's not on a Sunday because the ovaries are screaming. Okay, have a good one, y'all, and Pavlov your way, all right? Pavlov your way to success. Sometimes bitches need to get slapped. Do that too, all right? Don't want to get slapped, don't want to get got, don't be acting a fool, okay? Make good decisions. Bye, y'all.